Here we go. Here we go. Can you hear me? The game is starting right now. Sorry, I was running a little bit late, but surely more people will file in here. Here we go. The Colts are going to receive Raiders versus Danny Dimes. Yes. The comeback game has to be against Danny Dimes. That's going to be great. All right, kick return down to the 30 for Indianapolis. And let's get this mother effing graphic to update. Daniel Jones, 3-1 record. Just when the Raiders need to get back on track, let's go up against the Colts, this team that's been badass lately. So Kenny Moore, though, the slot corner, is injured for the Colts, so I think the Raiders could have some success here, but no Brock Bowers and no Michael Mayer. All right, net ball at the 29-yard line. Daniel Jones to throw. Quick pass to the tight end Warren. And you know what? I started Tyler Warren in fantasy. We got to be realistic, man. Jermaine Pratt, linebacker, is out for the Raiders. Another reason why I did start some Tyler Warren. And we'll see offensively, how are they going to fill the void with no Brock Bowers? Ian Thomas, former Carolina Panther, he's the backup tight end. I think that guy could have a big game. 2nd and 5 now. And the handoff is stopped by Max Crosby. There you go. I'm like 30 seconds ahead. By the way, drop some emojis. They appear on the screen. Oh, shit. Let me make sure I got that loaded up. Was running a little bit late today. But we're back on track. 3rd and 7. Raiders crowd the line of scrimmage. And to throw, Daniel Jones hits Pittman, but short of the first down, and there's a flag. I hope that's not going to be holding on the Raiders. Let's see this shit real quick. Illegal formation against the offense. So that is a stop. The Raiders defense, and this is what I've been saying, and because people look at the final score of these games and they just laugh and say, oh, the Raiders defense was shitty. Even against the Commanders last week as well against the Bears, I thought the Raiders defense has done fine the entire season. It's really crazy how people look, if the offense just scores just at least 3 points occasionally, quits having huge turnovers, defense could climb up in the ranking, and that could be a good defense to use in fantasy. Just have some low scoring games, even if the Raiders end up losing those close games. Okay, at the 6, Bachman with the punt return, barely, I think, getting to the 13. And Geno Smith, this is what we've been waiting for. What the fuck is Geno Smith going to do? He's got to bounce back. Huge freaking game for this guy. And the world made it just that much harder for Geno Smith. No Colton Miller. And obviously no Bowers, your number one weapon. The fuck is that? All right, here we go. Ian Thomas is out there at tight end, like we were talking about here. Genty is the back and gets a huge reception from Geno Smith. Wow, I did not expect that on the first play. Genty going out on a deep route of his own out of the backfield. And Geno was intending to go to him the whole time, got the ball out quickly. A right guard, gave up his block there, and there was somebody fuming in. I believe it was Buckner, but a huge catch. And if Genty could be a weapon in the backfield as in the receiving game, this could be absolutely insane. 1st and 10. Oh, shit. Genty Hitting the backfield for a loss of a few yards. Yeah, we didn't know if he could catch. I remember Josh Jacobs was always upset on the Raiders because he wasn't used in the receiving game. But yeah, I'm not seeing Green Bay use him in the receiving game either. But he used to always make some like comments here and there about how he's not being utilized in the receiving game. Oh shit! I need to grab his. Second and 11 though. Geno under center. And Trey Tucker in motion. Another handoff to Genty. And this time he gets yards. Had a pretty big hole there, but then tripped. 7-yard gain for the Raiders. So far, the Raiders have gotten the first down, or the only first down of the game. In Indianapolis, they are getting loud as hell. Let me update this shit. Yeah, that is crazy. Xavier Howard suddenly retiring. So they lost. So Kenny Moore is out with the injury, and Xavier Howard suddenly retired. He was starting on the Colts. 3rd and 4. Trips formation for the Raiders. And Geno to throw, has time and gets a completion to Jack Besh, who hasn't been utilized at all this year. Maybe this guy could finally find a role since Brock Bowers is out. Besh was supposed to be more in the slot. Jacoby Myers has that role with the Raiders, though. There's been a little bit of like, where all the snaps going to go. I was a little bit late as well. Shout out to everybody joining us late. We have people demanding car. I think Geno's doing a good job right now. So far, he's got to just not. He can't throw a pick this game. Under center, Geno. But maybe he should say screw what the fans think and just play free, Hand off to Genty. Wow. So you got a player talking some shit in Genty's ear there. 94 of the Indianapolis Colts was in Genty's ear here. About 10, 15 in this game. Wow. So they're trying to psych out the rookie. Like, yo, rookie, you're not ready for this grown man game. All right, to throw Geno Smith. Gets Trey Tucker. Modest gain, though, only like 6 or 7 yards. First quarter, and then Genty. Yeah, man, 94 of the Colts was getting nasty. 94 Colts. Who is this guy? All right, 3rd and 2. Geno under center, Myers in motion. And to throw, Geno gets Jacoby Myers on the flat. And that is going to be a first down. Tyquan Lewis was number 94 of the Colts, one of the starting defensive tackles. Ooh. Let's see. I want to see how that drama plays out throughout the game. Lewis versus Genty. Is he pulling a Christian Wilkins, getting freaky in his ear? All right, here we go. First down for the Raiders. Geno to throw and a quick completion to Ian Thomas, the backup tight end, filling in for Bowers and Michael Mayer. Oh, shit. How did that take off the game channel? Oh, crap. Here we go. Let me fix this screen here, but here we go. 2nd and 6. Ball at the 31-yard line in Colts territory. A handoff to Genty. And he gets a first down. Gain of about 8 yards. And the Raiders offense looking like the better offense, even though this Colts team has been hot. Okay, there we go. But we have seen this show before where the Raiders offense has moved the ball at the 20, now in the red zone. Then we start to see mistakes. We'll see if they crumble or succeed in a reverse handoff to Trey Tucker, who gets 9 yards. Shador debates. Everybody. I don't know. I think if Shador was the second best QB on the Browns or the best, I think the Browns would be starting him. I don't think the Browns are like against Shador and don't want to start him. So you got some Raiders fans saying, what if they would have drafted Shador Sanders? Not a good chance that he's better than Geno if you trust what the Browns are doing here. 11-yard line now, 2nd and 2. Geno Smith looking good on this drive. Oh, check who's streaming. Only 3 devices could stream at a time. The hell? Oh, here we go. 11-yard line, and Geno dropping back and getting rid of the football, but it's batted. 2nd and 2. Now 3rd and 2. my stream of the game almost just got completely turned off. All right. 3rd and 2. Geno under center, 2 tight ends here, and a QB sneak. Geno Smith putting it all on the line for a 1st down. You got to give him props for that, man. Geno Smith there. So like the stream if you have not yet. I think we got a lower turnout today because we started late. And also, I think generally Raiders fans becoming pessimistic about the season. And I think a lot of people are starting to check out. So hopefully they win a game here, man, and get close to a 500 record with still a lot of the season in front of them. Now ball at the 9-yard line. Great drive. 1st and goal and a handoff to Genty. And he fights and gets inside the 5. Despite the fact that they don't have Brock Bowers or Colton Miller or Michael Mayer, I feel like they're doing a pretty good job. Be real. It's about to be the end of the first quarter, like in probably a half of a Colts drive. Be real. We actually thought it'd be like a blowout by now. But before everything started today. That's how pessimistic most Raiders fans felt. 2nd and goal, ball at the 4-yard line. And now things are suddenly changing. Geno Smith in the shotgun with Jacoby Myers in motion, and Geno drops back to throw. Has time, but then pressure collapses around him on the right side. Genty and Glaze unable to hold up from what it looks like on the eyeball test here. Where is my cat? Is my cat in here? Excuse me? All right, replay here, man. Still got a bunch of downs, though. I'm glad Geno didn't force it and throw it in the air. He held on to the football, took the sack, got some pressure on the right side. Looks like it was just kind of a late pressure there on the outside. Nobody accounted for the defender. 3rd and goal. Geno screen pass to Genty. Genty makes a move, but could only get back to the 5-yard line. 4th and goal at the 5-yard line. What do you guys think? 4th and goal at the 5-yard line. Do the Raiders go for it? Oh, they are electing to kick early in the game, play it smart and conservative. I think that's the way to go. You got to at least get some points. You got to at least get points, and I think the Raiders have. I thought that was stupid as hell when they went for it last game. What was it, at midfield or maybe even at their own 40-yard line? They went for it. 4th down in the first quarter. It's like, whoa, dude. During a tie game. So obviously the kick is good here. Good job there. You love to see it. Yay. Raiders get. Woo. Good to see. Commercial break is happening. And it's possible it's happening for you during the stream. I'm paying some bills here. But that is the way it goes. And a better drive than we expected for Vegas here. Getting the 3. Mute these mother effing commercials here. Give the Raiders time to actually see it. Flintstones. Raiders are dead last in red zone touchdown conversions. Wow. Not sure about that stat, but I would not be surprised just due to the interceptions alone. I mean, 7 interceptions. A long snapper. You know, on the blocked field goal, Pete Carroll was saying in the press conference, or I think one of the beat reporters was saying this, and I think he was asked about it in the press conference, was about Michael Mayer usually blocks on the right side during field goal attempts. Then you had the blocked field goal last game when Michael Mayer was injured against the Bears in the final seconds. And here's the thing. If the Raiders make that field goal and it's not blocked, I feel like then that was my whole thing in my video. I was like, I feel like everybody's all over their nuts. You know, everybody's all over their nuts again. It's negative about Caleb Williams, negative about Ben Johnson. And it's like, oh, the Raiders are coming up and now they're 2-2. Whoa, they're at a 500 record. Like, hey, what could happen? Then they play the Colts. What if they beat them? Then you got, you know, some easy opponents later on. I think it's just a completely different narrative. And nobody even cares about Geno Smith leading the NFL in interceptions. It's just like, oh, all right, he had some goosebumps before the game, and then he settled down, and then they started moving the football again, just like they did this last drive. That's the opinion. That's what everybody would be saying in terms of the Raiders fan base if they literally just would have made that field goal. And that's what all the talking heads, like the Colin Cowherd show, ESPN, that's what all those TV shows would be saying too, if they literally just make the field goal. So that's why things are kind of cheesy sometimes, kind of lame sometimes. Season's over. No, it's not. It's about winning, not what ifs. Look, the what ifs though. The what ifs could be the reason why you don't blow it all up and then just add to it next year. Because you're like, you know what? What if this happened? What if this happened? Poof, we would be undefeated right now. I get you can't push the what ifs too far. What if we didn't throw 3 interceptions? What if we didn't give up a huge run to DeAndre Swift? Then the Raiders would have blew out the Bears 30-0. I don't know. It's like, are the interceptions, Geno? Are they, you never know. You never know. 3 minutes to go, and a kick return is going for a touchdown by the Indianapolis Colts. Horrible special teams coverage by the Raiders. Completely shocked to see this quick turnaround. The Colts have have gotten the lead, and now a flag is on the play. I don't think that's coming back. I think it's unsportsmanlike if it's anything. We'll see what's up here, dude. Oh my God. During the return, holding. Oh my God. They are calling that back. What? They have taken away that touchdown for the Colts. If I am a Colts fan, I would be pulling out my hair and just being so pissed. I mean, if you're a Colts fan, you'd be so pissed. So what happened here? Oh, a hold on Jack Besh. Okay, there's a hold there. That's true. But man, that's a slight hold. And to take away that long of a touchdown, a huge kick return where there's a great move by the Colts there on that special teams. So I'm just saying, dude, I'm not, I try to be, even though I'm a Raiders fan, I try to be fair. I would be pissed if that flag was called on the kick return, but it technically was a little hold, but I would be pissed. Okay, so Daniel Jones in the Colts offense here. Daniel to throw and gets a completion on the outside to Downs. First down, quick throw, getting the ball out of his hands quickly. We'll see if they continue to do this because of Max Crosby. He seems healthy, ready to go. A lot of people had some concerns whether or not Crosby got injured during the previous game. I think the guy seems fine. Just his fucking chair. Just flag, baby. Just rig it. Rig it for Brady. Rig it for the Raiders. Let him freaking travel and get intel on every team just because he's an announcer. Quick throw by Daniel Jones on first down and a completion to Pittman. The #1 wide receiver gets about 15 yards. So Raiders offense now holding up. And Crosby getting into it with a defender. Bring the cameras back to that. I want to see more of Crosby fighting this offensive player. It looks like it's the tight end 84. They both started shoving after the play. Tyler Warren and Max Crosby going at it. Come on, just send the video. Let me see if they could. I only just saw it for a little bit. Oh, they're not going to show it. Okay. And to throw, Daniel Jones, plenty of time, but overthrows Doolin, the wide receiver. Horrible pass by Daniel Jones. Wow, he could have had a big completion. He was wide open. There wasn't a Raiders defender near him. Well, he was above him, but, you know, he would have gotten a big completion and gone out of bounds. So horrible throw by Daniel Jones. Steps up 2nd and 10 here. All right. Out of the shotgun, Daniel Jones. And to throw, 4-man rush here, and a quick completion again to Downs. Second catch on the drive. Tackled by Jeremy Chin, 9-yard gain. What do you guys think, man? Raiders giving up some yards here. You think the defense is going to break? What are we talking about? Virgin? What is going on? All right. And a QB sneak on 3rd and 1. And Daniel Jones gets it. You know, it seems like QB sneaks have been a given these days. Make sure I get my... Tush push. All right. Now we got a fresh set of downs now at the 46-yard line. All right, here we go. Jones hands it off. Taylor, one of his first carries of the drive, about 4 yards. Trying to get red zone on my other monitor. What? It doesn't let you watch 2 at once anymore? All right, 2nd and 5. And we are now headed to the end of the first quarter. Whoops, hitting that microphone. And so far, decent job by the Raiders offense. Didn't do well in the red zone in terms of getting the touchdown. Decent job by the defense, getting a 3-and-out to start the drive. But now, giving up some serious yards, looking like the Colts are in a good position to score here. Doesn't seem like it'd be that difficult for them on this drive. But Raiders still have a chance to knock them out of field goal range, officially. We'll see what happens. But, not, you know, after a first quarter, I mean, like, think about it. After the first quarter, did you think it would be like this? Did you think this would be the score? I didn't think this would be the score. Like, what did you originally think the score was going to be after the first quarter? I thought it was going to be like 10-0 Colts. Like something a little realistic, not too crazy, but at least a 2-possession lead. Something like that. But because of the Brock Bowers news, because of the Michael Mayer news, because Colton Miller is now on injured reserve, I thought they might collapse. But hey, it's hard to pronounce that dude's name, the new left tackle. He was with Pete Carroll in Seattle. He's their swing tackle for life. How do you pronounce that dude's name? If you are, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I fucking butcher last names. I am the Grim Reaper of last names. Forsyth, I believe is how you say it. Stone Forsyth. Forsyth, how to pronounce. All right, is the game fucking back on? I don't want to fucking miss the game because I'm looking up this shit. Nope. Yeah, Brock Bowers was banged. That's a good thing to talk about. Brock Bowers, turns out, was banged up, and he still wanted to play, according to Adam Schefter. You know, we never know how true the Schefter reporting is. Obviously biased from the team. I mean, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but apparently, yeah, he played through injury and now has to rest. We'll see how long Brock Bowers is going to be out. Daniel Jones ready to go. Top of the second quarter.
That's how this offense usually operates on a 2nd down 6.
All right, 2nd and 6 here in the shotgun.
Colts on their second possession.
Raiders got 3 linebackers and a handoff to Taylor, wrapped up by Malcolm Kuntz. 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of 2 tight end, 3 tight end sets today from the Colts, in part because of the A.D. Mitchell situation. We can kind of dive into that later on, but also because the personnel that the Raiders present. You know, Jamal Adams.
Thanks for letting me know. How long has that audio been on? Oh. All right, thanks for letting me know, guys. I was like, oh crap. How long has that been on? 3rd and 4. Right here. Daniel Jones puts Pittman in motion and is going to throw. Big completion to Tyler Warren. Inside, wrapped up by Caillou Blue Kelly. Fresh set of downs, and the Colts are getting the ball out of Daniel Jones' hands quickly. I've only seen about 1 passing attempt where he had a lot of time. Okay, only for a little cool. Thanks for letting me know. Well, first and 10. Dropping back, Daniel Jones to throw. Gets it to the running back, Taylor. And another big completion, about 7 yards. The Colts looking a little dangerous here. Not going to lie. Oh, Jackson Dart is doing well against the Saints. Yes, I started him in fantasy football. Let's freaking go, Jackson Dart. Again, and it's even better that it's against the Saints. The org that, you know what, I don't want to talk about them right now. 2nd and 2. Daniel Jones under center and a handoff to Jonathan Taylor up the middle, and then Taylor gets to about the 8-yard line. Oh, a hold on Max Crosby. Are they coming back? Yo, Audrey, could you grab me a pouch? Holding on the Colts, that is coming back. And the Raiders may surprise some people here, may start to get a little bit of a comeback. Hold them to 3. That would be a huge win if they held them to 3. All right. Now a 2nd down. All right, here we go. 2nd and 12 and a batted pass. And that was not Crosby who batted down. Who batted that down? 3rd and 12 now, and the Raiders could hold them to 3, and that is a huge success if they do this shit. I always have to rub it in with against the Saints because of the car stuff. Because they kicked his ass out. They wanted him out. 3rd and 12. Here we go. Oh, dude, reload, check who's streaming. What? 3rd and 12 to throw. Completion to Downs. And an easy first down. The Raiders break on 3rd down, and that's going to be hard to bounce back from that, man. That was a little bit embarrassing. You know, Downs just freaking wide open. Nobody accounted for him. You had number 27 coming in late. That's a new face due to the injury to Eric Stokes, starting corner. He's out today. And now a fresh set of downs for the Colts. And a handoff to Tyler Warren, the tight end. What the hell? And he's going to throw. And he completely overthrows Michael Pittman. That was not a good idea. So I think we have DeCamerion Richardson. Let me double check. No, not DeCamerion Richardson. Oh, is it McCollum? All right, Tristan McCollum, who the Raiders traded for. He's in the game in the slot. Safety playing the slot a little bit. 2nd and 10. Quick throw to Warren on the outside, and that is going to be a touchdown for the Colts, and what looked like a good drive, maybe possibly red zone stand for the Raiders, completely collapses. No. Well, great, good job getting the ball out of Daniel Jones' hands pretty quickly for the Colts. Jonathan Taylor looked great. Downs made a couple big catches. Pittman got involved, and then Tyler Warren finished the drive off. And look, dude. I started Tyler Warren, so this is what fantasy football does to you. It stings a little less. You started Warren today too? Exactly. It stings a little bit less. But hey, if the Raiders respond and get a touchdown on this drive, they got the lead. They're right back in the driver's seat. And hey, we expected this team. This is what was supposed to happen. It was supposed to sort of lead with its offense, have a dynamic offense, and the emojis are finally working. Are you kidding me? Yes. That's what I was trying to fix this whole time, where I was slightly distracted after they scored the touchdown. So, hey, was originally supposed to be an offensive team with a shitty defense. Instead, it's been a little bit of the opposite because of turnovers. And look, now the defense finally gave up a touchdown. I mean, that's not the end of the world when you give up one touchdown. Oh, did this thing refresh? Not yet. Make sure you like the stream if you have not yet. And appreciate all the people hanging out here. Started a little late, but better late than never. Miami Dolphins doing well against the Panthers right now. Giants beating the Saints. Dallas tied up with the Jets. Denver and Philly tied. And the Texans got the lead over the Ravens because Lamar Jackson is hurt. Whoa. Of course. Darren Waller, how about him with the Miami Dolphins? I instantly picked up that dude on fantasy football. And of course, he already has 53 yards against the Panthers right now after getting 2 touchdowns last week. Darren Waller might be like the comeback player of the year. I mean, they're going to give it to a quarterback. They're going to give it to somebody who played, I guess, the entire season, depending on what this dude does. But out of the NFL for 20 months and already has 2 touchdowns and over 100 yards in less than 2 games? I mean, that's crazy. All right, so we're still on commercial break here. You know, unfortunately, we don't have that many. We don't have Colts fans like we did last week. We had Bears fans in the chat. All right, so they're gonna do the kickoff here right now. Oh, there we go. I could just glance at that. Hey. All right, all right. Dylan Lobby on the kick return. 30-yard line. Let's go, Gino. I mean, led the team to a field goal. That's not that bad. You know, he led the team to a field goal last drive. Couple of tackles for losses. Kind of put him in a bad spot towards the end of that drive, but not too bad. I cannot wait. You know what? We'll see. No Kenny Moore for the Colts. Still optimistic. Genty in the backfield. Play action. Gino gets a completion to Trey Tucker, and the Raiders responding with 14 yards right off the bat on first down. Who believes? Will Gino? Okay, touchdown on this drive, or is it going to be a field goal? Who believes? I think after that catch, man, I think you got to be a little optimistic there. Already at the 43-yard line. .43 under center. Gino puts Tucker in motion and a handoff to Genty. Nowhere to go and a flag. Oh, shit. And Jackson Powers Johnson looks hurt. He's kind of laying on the ground. Oh, shit. You know what? Let's go ahead and keep it like this. See if this is sorry if the football field's not completely updating. Trying to figure this thing out here. But it should be good to go right now. Just updated. I think if anything, it's a little ahead of me. But ball at the 33-yard line. 1st and 20. Flag on the Raiders on that previous play. And now a handoff to Genty for 3 yards. Ball at the 48-yard line. Had a holding call earlier. Jackson Powers Johnson looks good. Notice that he was slow to get up on the previous play, but seems good to go. And now 2nd and 18. Raiders got a way to go to get into field goal range here. Here we go. Gino to throw and a quick incompletion to Genty. A little high for the short Genty. And unable to reel it in. 3rd and 18. That is Geno Smith's first incompletion. And it does kind of go through Genty's hands, but I think that was a little too high of a pass for Geno Smith to go into Genty. So, unfortunately, that was pretty kind of on him, you know. Here we go. 3rd and 18. Empty set formation. Blitz by the Colts. And Gino throws it up deep to Dante Thornton, who cannot reel it in, but it was there. Incomplete. Oh, dude, you got to fight for that, dude. Oh, my God. I got to see the replay. It looked there. Like Geno Smith delivered the pass right to Dante Thornton. Did it go through his hands? It's broken up by the defender. He had a chance to reel it in. I think the defender was just a little too close and was going to break it up no matter what. 4th and 18. Now the Raiders punt. And a blocked punt. Special teams is stepping up for the Colts here, but the Raiders recover. They're giving it to the Colts. And now A.J. Cole is injured and looks like he is limping. And now it is 1st and goal. And this is an absolute disaster right now for the Raiders. Not only did the punt get blocked, the Colts are already going to get a 2-possession lead. AJ Cole, leg. Let's take a look at his punting leg. Looks like he lands on the knee. And he was holding on it instantly. So is Daniel Carlson going to have to... Who's the backup punter? Who is the backup punter for the Raiders? Oh, my God. And here we go. AJ Cole looks a little bit better. But nonetheless, the Colts start at the 8-yard line. Special teams has been a disaster. Definitely regressed. And a handoff to Taylor. Low gain of about 1 or 2. Yeah, man. Not good. Not good, not good. Well, put some good karma towards the Raiders by liking this stream, guys. We'll see what the hell happens. 2nd and goal for the Colts. Ball at the 8-yard line. Daniel Jones in the shotgun. Looking to throw and throws it up to Jonathan Taylor, and it is incomplete. Are they going to call a flag on Devin White on the coverage? And they do. That's going to be pass interference and a fresh set of downs. Now the Colts are at the 2-yard line of the Raiders' 1st and goal. So they're going to get a touchdown, right? They're obviously about to score. It's going to be 14-3, 2-possession game. And luckily, the Raiders get the ball at the top of the 3rd quarter. So even if you're down 1 possession, that's not too bad if they're able to respond and score. The blocked punt was disastrous. And really, the penalty on the last offensive drive kind of set them up for failure, made it a 1st and 20, made it hard to overcome. 1st and goal now for the Colts at the 2-yard line. Play action. Daniel Jones looks to throw and throws it incomplete. And I'm noticing Snowden in the game. Snowden, and it looks like no Malcolm Kuntz in the game. At least on that previous play. So here we go. 2nd and goal. And a handoff to Jonathan Taylor, but he is wrapped up. And could the Raiders hold on? Now 3rd and goal at the 3-yard line. This was looking like an automatic touchdown. And the Raiders keep fighting back, bro. 3rd and goal. If they could force him to go for it on a 4th and goal and force a turnover on downs, that would be insane. That'd be huge. That would change everything in this game. You started the Colts defense as a Raiders fan? Oh, shit. I know, I started Tyler Ward. 3rd and goal, we'll see what happens here. 3 tight ends. 2 tight ends, actually, for the Colts. And a handoff to Jonathan Taylor, and he gets the touchdown. But we'll see what they rolled it a touchdown, yeah. Fighting for the football, though. There was a fumble. People thought he fumbled before he passed the plane, but I don't know. I think the Raiders are holding on for just desperate there. So an outside run. You got linemen blocking corners. And you got Tedford saying Gino Garbaggio. Gino Int Smith. Shout out to Tedford Von Patriot. But, hey, dude, if he does fail on this drive. So I think his big mistake was the overthrow to Ashton Genty on the last drive. That's where you would say, all right, you know, he screwed up here. He screwed up here. But Pete Carroll's not going to bench him, though. That's his homie. So, unfortunately, we are stuck with Gino. Even if he ends up turning bad, I don't think he's that bad. I think he seems a little shook right now. But we're stuck with the guy, and now they're calling a flag on the Raiders. I like how they called a flag on the Raiders for running into the kicker, but they didn't call a flag on the Colts, even though he technically ran into the kicker. I know he batted it, but he technically ran into the kicker. Do not give up, guys. If the Raiders score a touchdown right here, Geno Smith could prove us all wrong. We got doubters, obviously. Look at what Tedford's saying. But if he scores a touchdown here, back in it, get in the ball at the top of the third quarter. But a penalty, though, going to set up the Raiders with a tough field position to start the offensive drive. I mean, obviously, I only give up once they are already at 9 losses. Once they're at 9 losses, then you're just kind of like, all right. It's over, obviously. Although last year I was pretty confident the season was over way early. Even when they beat the Ravens, I felt like they just got lucky. We'll see how to turn it around here. What the F is going on here is what some people are saying. People are upset. We are now waiting for this commercial break. Don't turn it off. You got MJ saying, I'm turning it off. You cannot turn it off, dude. Commercial break right now. We'll see what happens. I'm still confident you could turn it around. I mean, look, we objectively had a worse team last year. I think it was objectively a worse team last year. People are talking about Carr. I mean, every game people talk about Carr in the chat and Gruden in the chat, and I don't even bring it up. And it's usually somebody who doesn't like them. Some more people saying to turn it off, more people saying 1-16. But what if the drive before the last drive looked good? Some people will never give up, but that is kind of the minority voice in the chat right now. I'm wondering how AJ Cole's doing. Is this dude freaking seriously injured? And now injury to the Colts kicker. It looks like an eye for an eye. Is there some bounty gate against kickers going on here? Wow. May not have a kicker for the rest of the game. The Colts, the guy looks shooken up. Did they pull a bounty gate on special teams? Obviously, I'm joking. And now AJ Cole is on the cart going to the locker room. So AJ Cole looks to be out for the game, and so does the kicker of the Colts. This is absolutely wild. So they both are cooked? I think I only have Audrey as a mod. And flag on the play. Kick out of bounds by the punter since the kicker is injured for the Colts here. 7:56 to go in the second quarter. All right. "25-yard line starting for the Raiders thanks to the bad kick and the penalty that happened on the Raiders on the point after try. Pretty good here. I do think this game is too early. I don't like 10 a.m. game. I mean, sometimes. I think it's 10 a.m. games are only cool when the season's over, and so you want to just knock it out. All right, 1st and 10, 25-yard line. Quick throw to Genty, but wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of 3. Woo! You know, crazy story. Yes, the Mark Sanchez story. That was insane. Dude ended up freaking getting into a fight, it looks like. He tried to enter somebody's car against their will. So kind of some scary stuff there. And here we go to throw. Gino throws it up to Trey Tucker. Incomplete, nothing there. Good coverage. Flag on the play. Ineligible man downfield. 2nd and 11. Now we're going to have a penalty. Is it raining? Flags on the play. You can't see the game in the living room? Is YouTube cracking down where like you can't use it? Are you serious? All right, here we go. 3rd and 11. And making an adjustment. Gino. And Gino pitches it on a power option, and it works for Genty on 3rd and 11. A shocking play for the first down. Surprising a lot of people here. Oh, wow. So a huge first down for the Raiders. That drive looked like it was over, but now fresh set of downs. Right on, right on. Get this shit working. 1st and 10. Gino to throw. Gets a check down to Genty, and Genty wrestles for a gain. Flag in, though. Dude, when we get a first down, I feel like it's the Super Bowl. Wait, so can you seriously not watch the game still, Audrey? I think if you Yeah, dude, like I had to refresh my game multiple times, like reload it, and it said you can only have 3 people watching. Since when did they do that? And I've already given YouTube TV a shit ton of money. So now that you give them a shit ton of money, now they want to say, oh, well, you know, you could only do this. They never used to say too many accounts. Ooh. Personal foul tripping on the defender, number 48. So that's a really good gain for the Raiders. He tripped Genty, attempted to trip Genty. Little tough of a penalty, I gotta say. I mean, the guy kind of just sticks his leg out and also tries to grab Genty. But they got tripping on the linebacker of the Colts. Would have been a decent gain for the Raiders anyways of about 4 or 6 yards or 6 yards there. But now 1st and 10. YouTube is clamping down. Dude, you fucking... All right, I got to quit cussing. Sorry, YouTube. Kind of pissing people off. 1st and 10. And to throw, or Gino handing it off here to Genty. Looked like it was going to be some play action at first, but there you go. 4 or 5 yard gain. 5 yard gain. Oh, no. Jets are getting their ass whooped. Giants got the lead. Eagles got the lead. Houston dominating the Ravens. And Geno, fake pitch, play action, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be sacked. The pressure was there in his face to Forrest Buckner, and that's going to be a loss of 6, 3rd and 11 for the Raiders now. Not good. Let's see what happened here, man. Fake pitch and just nobody accounts for the edge defender. Huge sack. And that was looking like a good drive for the Raiders, man. That was looking like possibly a scoring drive here. 3rd and 11. We'll see what happens. How do things change? Ball at the 44 of the Colts and a timeout by the Raiders. So they still got Daniel Carlson, 44. Ooh, and Jordan Meredith and Geno a little frustrated with each other. Yeah, man. Geno and Meredith frustrated. That was interesting. So is it 4 down territory because you don't have AJ Cole? Man, so disappointing there, man. We'll see what happens. So if they're at the 35-yard line, then that's a 53-yard field goal. Maybe you play for 4th and 8, 4th and 7, rather than actually trying to get the first down. Maybe that's the play that you make there, and then just try to kick the long 55, 56-yard field goal here. Like the stream if you have not yet. Shout out to all the people joining a little bit late. Looking around some scores around the NFL. These loud ass commercials that I got to mute. Hopefully you get the Eagles defeating the Broncos. Looks like that's probably going to happen. No shockers. No big upsets, it looks like. Unless the Raiders beat the Colts. I mean, that'd be the only upset. Right now, this is probably this is like the third worst game in terms of a point differential. Raiders versus Colts here. Whew. You know what? I like Geno getting frustrated with the center. I like there to be a little bit more heat, a little bit more anger. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if we got any fun little updates around the NFL. Games coming back on. Malik Neighbors undergoing surgery. Not a surprise. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers on a bye week. And how about Aaron Rodgers in the AFC North? A lot of haters, a lot of people doubting the guy. And leading the division now. Ooh, Mark Sanchez officially arrested. 3rd and 11 now. Geno throws it to a wide open Trey Tucker. The broadcast came back and started the play very quickly. And you had a Colts defender fall on the coverage, allowing a huge gain. Geno dropping back, throwing wide open Trey Tucker, and now the Raiders are down at the 10-yard line, and if they score here, completely changes the game. They need to go for a touchdown here, though, in order to make it just a one-possession game. 1st and 10. Whew. Good thing I benched Trey Tucker in fantasy today. Play action, Geno, another quick throw to Trey Tucker, but dropped a little too outside. 2nd and 10, he was open. Geno just threw it a little too hot, I feel like. And that would have been a pretty good gain. Now it's 2nd and long. Near the goal line. At the 11. 3:59 to go, so the Colts will probably be able to get a good drive. 2-minute drive. And Geno dropping back, has time, steps up, and it's batted and intercepted at the line of scrimmage. Batted by the Colts defender, setting up the pick. And wow, Geno frustrated that there's another interception. I don't really blame him on that. Batted at the line of scrimmage. What are you going to do? That's a good play by the defender. Maybe should have pumped. He was actually going to get hit too at the same time. But that's going to look bad in the PR rap sheet for Geno Smith. But really, batted at the line. What was he supposed to do? I guess he should have just spiked it into the ground, held onto it, or taken a sack. But he did have a little bit of time. I think he did a 3-step drop and then started stepping up into the pocket. And then that's when you had the throw and then the bat there. But in terms of this game, that is not good. You're going to need a really Herculean effort. And I'm wondering what's going on, because he didn't have one bad at the line of scrimmage last week, right? Crosby got an interception due to it being bad at the line of scrimmage last week. So yeah, that's actually pretty concerning. Geno's kind of throwing an interception in a new way this game that he hasn't thrown it yet. But I will say, and I know I sound like I'm a guy who's trying to polish the turd or anything, but I don't think that was that bad of an interception where it wasn't like a bad throw or a horrible decision. It wasn't either one of those things. It was batted at the line of scrimmage, and then another defender made a heads-up play to pick it. And his really only alternative in that moment was to just take a sack. Or, yeah. Or maybe he should have gotten rid of the football quickly, but we don't have the replay where we could see if anybody was really open. So I'm still rooting for the guy. He's 10 of 16 right now, 108 yards and a pick. Daniel Jones, 9 of 12, 96 yards and a touchdown. Geno didn't, for a while he was 7 and 8. Then you kind of saw all the incompletions start to stack up, and then the interception, but looked good with that big throw to Trey Tucker. In that past drive, I mean, they got all the way to the 11-yard line, so that's very disappointing. Colts are going to start at the 12. But here we go. It's coming back on. Yeah, I don't know, man. And you got Pete Carroll yelling at the ref. Whoa. Because I did feel like the defender jumped off sides on that play. Yeah, I felt like the defender jumped off sides and they didn't give him an offsides call. 1st and 10. Quick throw and wrapped up, but a 7-yard gain. Yeah, and I didn't say anything about it just because the refs didn't throw the flag, but I did notice the burst of the edge defender on that play. Boom, he like flew through. And it looked like he went a little early. All right, let's update this thing. Some of that fucker's not working. All right, here we go. 2nd and 3. 19-yard line. Handoff. Jonathan Taylor, and he is stuffed in the backfield. 3rd and 2, Landon Roberts and Thomas Booker, former Eagle Booker, who is in the trade for Jacorian Bennett, helping make a play here. 3rd and 2. This could be good for the Raiders, man. Drop some stop sign emojis in the chat. Emojis appear on the screen. And if the Raiders get a stop here, they can get a drive of their own. Plenty of time. Daniel Jones ball on the 20 in the shotgun. Pittman in motion. And Jones looks to throw. Quick completion to Downs. Devin White and Caillou Blue Kelly on the coverage, and that is complete zone coverage. He found the zone on a little curl route. Found the soft spot in the zone and got the first down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line for Daniel Jones and the Colts, and this is looking rough for the Raiders. Woo! Not good, not good, not good. Daniel Jones dropping back, looking to throw, and a drop by Jonathan Taylor. Ooh, Gino throwing some picks, but hey, shit happens, man. Shit happens. You know what? I haven't been wearing my jersey. Maybe the jersey is good luck. Maybe the jersey is good luck. Does that change anything? Maybe the jersey is good luck. Get some good luck. Let's see what happens here. Unfortunately, I can't wear the Devontae Adams jersey. I was gonna put that one on. Can't wear the Devontae. There's no such thing as luck. Yeah, so Pete Carroll is very animated, very upset during that series there. Trying to see what he was heated about. All right. Let's go. Yeah, Pete Carroll, I don't know. I don't think he wants to lose, though, because that's just ruining his record where he has more losses. You know what I'm saying? So Pete Carroll wants to win. I think the regime would want to lose. Get some young talent, rebuild around Max Crosby and Brock Bowers. Find a quarterback on a cheap rookie contract. I mean, that's always what you want. And then hopefully they become the star. But I think they're going for it with Geno Smith. And it's not too late, but the door looks like it's closing. We'll see if they can make a miraculous comeback here since they got a fresh set of downs. Ooh, Saints making it a 1-point game. Game is back on. Let me set up the screen here. Dropping back, Daniel Jones and a completion to Tyler Warren. 9-yard gain on 2nd and 10. Now 3rd and 1. And 1:49. The clock is counting. Let's go. 3rd and 1, and the Raiders jump in the backfield early. Jamal Adams, and are they calling the Raiders offsides on 3rd and 1? They timed that really well. Let's see if the football moved. I mean, we got to see a sideline view. They're calling offsides on Adam Butler, but the Raiders originally got a hit on Daniel Jones in the backfield. Oh, I don't know, man. We got to see a sideline review. Maybe he freaking had it. All right, here we go. First and 10. Dropping back, Daniel Jones, and a big throw deep, but rocked. Doolin getting a huge reception on the sideline, but Jeremy Chin made him pay for that, dude. But unfortunately, big completion. Wow. So Raiders giving up some serious yards on this drive now at the 40-yard line. The Colts. They hold them to a field goal, though. It's only a 3-point game. Come on, you got to come back. You got to come back. You got to come back. Minute 29. Here. Booth review for seeing if his feet are in bounds, or I'm not exactly sure what. But you got a booth review here. The hell? So around the NFL, what's going on here? Let's take a look. Take a look see here. Cool. Let's try to make this a little. Oh shit. Shit. All right. Let's take a look here. Try to make this shit bigger. We them boys, them Cowboys, not too bad there. Obviously, Raiders versus Colts, the worst game besides Dolphins. Well, at least the Panthers have a touchdown again on the Dolphins. At least they got that. I mean, they got that going for them. Yikes, man. And Texans obviously whooping ass. You know, they should start. They should start Tyler Huntley over Cooper Rush with the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know why they don't do that. I don't know why Tyler Huntley never gets an opportunity. I mean, I think the guy's pretty good. So that's a little disappointing. Why are they hating on Tyler Huntley here? And no other games are that interesting though, at least around the NFL, besides I guess Broncos and Eagles, Broncos versus Eagles. It's kind of like the only one. So that a little bit on the bright side there. At least no other games are interesting around the NFL right now. Bucks versus Seahawks should be pretty good later. And Commanders Chargers, I think that's the game of the week on Sunday. All right, game's back on. The review. They said he did not maintain possession. So, incomplete pass. 3rd and 10 now. Great news. Or actually, 2nd and 10. And now on this play, Daniel Jones to throw deep and overthrows incomplete. Pull a Mal on the coverage. Now 3rd and 10. And the Raiders could get a stop with a minute 25 left. They got 2 timeouts still. This is looking up. We're looking up. And I am fired up. Incomplete pass. Adam Butler getting some serious pressure on Jones. 3rd and 10, ball at the 40-yard line, their own 40-yard line, the Colts' own 40-yard line. This could be huge. And Daniel Jones airs it out deep and incomplete. They call a PI on Caillou Blue Kelly, who slightly ran into the receiver, giving up a huge flag. And that is going to be PI on the Raiders, and that is horrible. 1st down Colts on 3rd and long. That is really demoralizing there. Wow. Oh, yeah. It's just because that guy lost his balance, man. Ooh, Pete Carroll arguing it was uncatchable, but I don't know, bro. 1st and 10 now for the Colts. 5 penalties against the Raiders, man. Things were looking like we could maybe make this, because we get the ball at the top of the 3rd quarter. All right, 1st and 10, Jones. Batted and almost their own batted pick. Batted against Jones. Booker making a play. 2nd and 10. Still very possible for the Raiders to get a stop. Ball at Vegas' 40-yard line. Still possible. Dropping back, Daniel Jones. Quick throw and a catch by Downs, who makes a move and gets a yard shy of the first down, now in a field goal range at the 31, 3rd and 1 at the 31. Ah, man. Whoo. Yeah, man. We got to, we are the hardcore fans who are going to watch no matter what. But compared to week 2, man, people have gotten pretty sad. I think after the Commanders game is when things started getting people started checking out. So we'll see what happens here, man. Here we go, 3rd and 1. I mean, Raiders could still hold them to a field goal and make it a 2-possession game. A touchdown here would be devastating. A touchdown would make the next drive at the top of the 3rd quarter 4-down territory. All right. Pitch to the outside to Jonathan Taylor, and he has a lane, and he gets up to the 15-yard line. Huge run by the Colts. And yeah, man. Wow. Great blocking by the Colts there, man. Huge hole. Whoa. So Raiders defense, though, they're in a pickle, man. Offense has only scored 3 points. Dropping back. Daniel Jones batted by Crosby at the line of scrimmage. And the Raiders defense is still fighting. And this defense, man, don't sleep on this defense. 2nd and 10. Can Crosby get another pick? Man, if Crosby would have picked that shit, oh my God. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10. Dropping back, Daniel Jones. Quick completion to Jonathan Taylor at the 10-yard line now. 3rd and 5 and a timeout by the Colts, I believe. Yes. 1 timeout for the Colts on 3rd down. Holding him to a field goal at this point would be a win. Guys, Raiders are still going to the Super Bowl. How about, I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to do a poll in the chat. So like the stream if you have not yet, man. Give us your thoughts in the chat too. Let the world know how you feel. In the world, I mean the people who are currently watching. Are the Raiders going to the playoffs this year? Yes or no? Answer in the poll. I want to hear. All right, 3rd and 5. We'll check the results of the poll at halftime. 3rd and 5. Dropping back, Daniel Smith to throw, and he hits the tight end, Mo Alley Cox. Or actually, that is Pittman for the first down. And a timeout. Their final timeout now. Colts are probably going to maybe kick the field goal, or are they going to try to go for the touchdown here? They're kicking the field goal. Yo, so if the Raiders held him, man, or are they, no, they're going to go for it maybe. Raiders got to tackle them in bounds. If the Raiders tackle the Colts in bounds and can leave them with no points, that would be absolutely elite. Here we go, man. Let's see what's up. The time is now, man. The time is now. They can get, if they tackle them in bounds, it could change everything here. 20 seconds, no timeouts. We'll see what happens, dude. Daniel Jones to throw. Scrambles to his right. He's going to run. Throws on the run and a completed pass touchdown. Threading the needle on the run to Pittman. And now it is going to be 21-3. Raiders get the ball at the half. And this is unfortunately what a lot of pessimistic Raiders fans expected by halftime. At the end of the first quarter, it looked good. The Raiders leading 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. But unfortunately, you had an interception. You had the defense finally break. And Darian Porter on the coverage. Doesn't see it. And here we go, going for two because the kicker is out for the remainder of the game. The Colts are doing this without a kicker. Jones looking and too high. And now it's 3-20. Still a 3-possession game nonetheless, but not as bad. Wow. Defense is breaking. I think this has been the defense's worst game, I would say. But the offense is doing them no favors. Let's check the results of this poll. 83%, so 100 votes. Make sure you vote on the poll in the live stream. Should be there. I don't see it. Is the poll not showing up? Huh. Well, AI summary. There's an AI summary of the chat. Where did it go? Oh. All right. So 15 seconds. Raiders are probably just running out the clock. Viewers in the chat are expressing frustration and disappointment with their team's performance, criticizing various aspects, including the offense, defense, coaching, and special teams. Some viewers are calling for changes. Oh, I didn't see the... Doesn't have the rest. Shout out to Tom Karnick. The Raiders are going to the Super Bowl as spectators. Yes. Raiders are going as spectators. Woo! I mean, hey, that's what was expected. We were just hoping maybe for a wild card this year, but looks like they're going to have to be a team that fights for an 8-9 record, 7-10 record. And, you know, they're a young team outside of quarterback and Crosby. It's a pretty young team. And left tackle. Really, outside of that, everybody's hella young. We'll see what happens, man. 2 timeouts. Do they try to get a field goal attempt? And Geno takes the field. Dante Thornton out there. We'll see what they do. Raheem Mostert in the backfield. No Genty. And a 4-man rush for the Colts. Geno checks it down to the backup tight end. Gets to the 49-yard line. Timeout. 8 seconds left. 49-yard line. You need like a 15-yard gain, and you could be in field goal range. So Raiders will be looking for a 15-yard gain. Plenty of time to try to get a field goal. Making it a 2-possession game. I mean, if they can make it a 2-possession game, you get the ball at the top of the half. That's actually not bad. I mean, I know we're all doom and gloom right now, but you got to still strategize to give your a chance to win in the fourth quarter. Daniel Carlson, pacing, ready. Ball at the 49-yard line. And dropping back, Geno Smith. No pass rush. Gets the football to the 39-yard line and a timeout. Jack Besh with a reception. So 39-yard line. So 55. It's going to be about like a 60-yarder. 60-yard attempt, I believe. Yeah, AJ Cole's injured, and now he's the holder. He's holding right now. Oh, 57-yarder. That's not that bad. 57-yarder. Let's see what happens here. Blocking has to hold up. No field goal blocks like last week. And to kick. And it's a little too far right, but had the distance. Little bit to the left, he would have made it. He does not make it. Disappointing, man. Could have been a 2-possession game there. Oh, man, that sucks. Well, we still got a half, though, to go. And we'll see what could happen, man. 3-possession game now. Shit. So let's see what's going on here. Shout out to Mary Reyna. Hi, Wi-Fi, joining for a while, watching Eagles beating Donkeys, only watching Raider games when we have a chance to win, trying my best to hold onto my Raider fan card. Oh my God, people are thinking of switching up. Even Mary Reyna, you gotta hold on tight. But hey, if you want to watch some more interesting games, I don't blame you. Thankfully, nowadays you can watch multiple games at once. Although YouTube TV was screwing with me today, saying I can only have 3 devices using it. What the hell? They never had a device limit before. That really sucks. What if you have like hella TVs in your house? So kind of stupid there, in my opinion. But whatever. And let's see what people are saying here. Dylan Gabriel lost to the Vikings. Dylan Gabriel and the Browns. Let me see some other Raiders updates here. But at least Jackson Powers Johnson starting. At least the offense has moved the ball sometimes. You know what I'm saying. But no big time updates we're seeing. So not much has changed. Dolphins, though, barely have a 7-point lead. Cowboys got a big time lead. Saints have a shot against the Giants now. And guys, give us your thoughts, man. We're looking at the poll in the chat. And so far we have 206 votes in the chat. Keep voting. Are the Raiders going to the playoffs this year? Right now it is 88% saying no. 88% of mostly Raiders fans in the chat say no, they are not going to the playoffs. But we need 200 people more to vote. All right, let's see what's happening here. Halftime show is happening. Not many serious updates around the league. Shout out to Timberline. That's it. I'm wearing my Carr jersey to the game next week. Bring Carr back. That is 100% not happening. I do get a vibe that Gruden will be on a coach of some other team. And Carr will be a QB of some other team. He's teased possibly coming back multiple times. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But I don't think it'll be with the Raiders, unfortunately. We'll see what happens. Maybe if Tua ever goes down and the Dolphins are in the playoff hunt, maybe that's a possibility. I could see that there. Maybe the Rams if Stafford goes down. Some people are saying to Timberline's chat, the stadium needs to yell, Carr come back. Oh my God. That will not. He has way too many haters. That will not happen. Lamar injured though, man. The AFC is more wide open with Burrow and Lamar injured. Burrow and Lamar injured, that takes them out in the AFC. Shit's a little more open, dude. Browns being a disaster. Jets being a disaster. People are saying bring back Chucky. No, do not make a sign and get kicked out. We've seen a lot of people get kicked out. Yeah, how's Renfrow doing with the Panthers? Renfrow, does he have any good stats with the Panthers? Let's see what he got. He's got so Tyler Warren doing well against the Raiders. We'll check out some Raiders stats too in a sec. But I think we pretty much know what's going on here. We're getting our ass whooped. Let's see what's going on here. Receiving. Renfrow, no catches for the Panthers. Are you kidding me? No catches for Renfrow? Not even Jimmy Horn? McMillan, though, still getting some yards for the Panthers. Bryce Young with a pick. Tua doing well. 2 TDs, 0 picks. Waller with a touchdown. Yes. Darren Waller with a touchdown and 5 catches and 78 yards. Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you. Thank you. How's the guy Jackson Dart doing? 2 TDs, 0 picks. Thank you. And 38 yards rushing with Jackson Dart. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Dude, my fantasy team is cooking. Dart, Waller. So you got Bellinger with some big catches. Theo Johnson, the tight end. Damn, for the Giants. He's cooking. Should have started Theo Johnson. Check out what the Cowboys are doing. You know, no CeeDee Lamb against the Jets. 2 touchdowns for Dak. Javonte Williams, woof, 108 yards. Flanoy, doing well. And shout out to Tedford Von Patriot getting this live stream cracking. Here we go. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Carr and Gruden together. Again in Miami, Super Bowl next year. Wi-Fi, you demoted me. I'm no longer a mod right now. For mods, I only have Audrey and I believe my friend Cody, because I want to make sure that this is a free speech chat. You've seen people make fun of me in the chat. You've seen people be from opposing teams in the chat, and I want to make sure that nobody gets banned unless they do something really, really, really bad. So I've unbanned a lot of people, trying to allow as many haters as possible. So I want to make sure I got full control of whoever gets banned. So we're keeping that cracking. So bring the hate on if you want. It does not matter. Really has to be something borderline illegal in order to get banned in this chat. That's the way we want to go, man. Carlos Rodriguez as well saying the sad part is that kids. I want to go back to the Miami because I do like the Miami idea here of Tedford. But Carlos Rodriguez saying the sad part is that kids just became eligible to drink have never known the Raiders to be good in their lifetime. The Gen Z fans must be pissed off. Gen Z and Gen Alpha fans. And yeah. So, I mean, that is sad. I mean, look, the Raiders have only been good pretty much 2021 and 2016. And a little bit of 2020, I will say. Other than that, you know, it has been pretty bad even for millennial fans who had to watch at a super young age to enjoy Gruden's first stint and even like the Hugh Jackson period. But the Carr and Gruden era was good. 2021, that was the last good one. Like what Tedford's saying here, I'm seeing Miami Dolphins not really like, you know, That gentleman, Mike McDaniel, remember Stephen Ross of the Dolphins, the owner, he tried to make a play for Sean Payton. He wanted to have Brady and Payton. Who's a head coach that's very similar to Sean Payton? Well, his good friend John Gruden. So I would not be surprised if Gruden becomes the head coach of the Dolphins next year. Would not shock me at all. And I think you could keep a lot of the same people there, considering the fact that the offensive coordinator, Frank Reich, who's Darren Waller's friend, was freaking the tight end coach with the Raiders when Gruden was with the Raiders in his second stint. So I could see that happening. Would you rather have Carr and Tua with freaking Waller, Jalen Waddle, all these weapons, Achane, or... Yeah, I would definitely... I mean, I think Carr is more durable throughout his career. He's proven that. So I think that would be freaking lit, and I do hope that happens. And I will be rooting for them if that happens, unless they're playing the Raiders, of course. We'll see. We'll see how that shakes out, though. People are saying, don't be a fan, only to be an alcoholic. Oh, come on. Brighten up, man. It's not that crazy. What are the Jets doing? 78 yards for Breece Hall here. Reynolds, the leading receiver. Dude, I think I'm feeling a little lightheaded. But Texans, hopefully no Nico Collins is doing well. Ooh, Cooper Rush, only 93 yards. See what else is cracking here. Nick Chubb with some decent carries. CJ Stroud already with 3 touchdowns. Hutchinson getting the bulk of them. And Nico Collins as well. Derrick Henry not getting shit. 6 carries for 8 yards. Oh my, are you kidding me? Yeah, so yeah, feel free to debate politics in the chat. You know, we got Raiders fans who are, we got hardcore Democrats, we got Trumpers in the chat. We got everybody, man. People are saying when people get bored of the game, they're getting political. When we get bored of the game, Tedford's going to start calling Pete Carroll Biden. So we'll see what the Broncos are doing. Game's still not back on. Wow, really a slow offense for the Broncos throughout the season so far. Bo Nix not getting shit. And A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith not getting much in terms of touchdowns. But let's check out what the Raiders' stats. How bad is it for Geno? 134 yards, 12 of 18. That's not that bad. And one in. I don't really blame him on the interception. 5 yards a carry for Genty. This offense has found a way to move the football. They just choke. They choke, man. I want to see Raheem Mostert get involved. I want to see Jacoby Myers get involved. He doesn't even have like any yards. Only 4 yards. No sacks for the Raiders. No picks. No plays on defense. And special teams. We're lucky they wiped away that special teams player. Else this would be way worse. Game is coming back on. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. 91% now say that the Raiders are not making the playoffs. Brady Quinn filling in as the announcer because Mark Sanchez got freaking stabbed. AOC is injured. Some people want him. That's not going to happen. Portland, not that dangerous. Honestly, I think the people are just annoying in Portland. I don't think it's that dangerous, though. That's some good real estate advice. Top of the third quarter. 27-yard line. I mean, when I was in the Bay Area, it's actually dangerous because you got people who are actually kind of gangsta there. There's not really gangstas in Portland. All right, here we go. Geno Smith, man. Make this a 2-possession game. A touchdown makes this a 2-possession game, makes it feasible here. If you go down and score, did you make adjustments. Here we go. And Geno under center. Got to change the narrative here, man. And a handoff. Genty stays on his feet and gets a first down. And Ivan Estrella, anyone else concerned with GM Spytek not fixing the biggest weakness in our own line? Is he an upgrade over Telesco? I think they made a bad signing in Alex Kappa. And they didn't prioritize signing a center if they were going to move, Jackson Powers Johnson to guard anyway. So should have went after a center. Maybe made a bad move at Kappa. And not investing at tackle, man. Handoff to Genty after a first down. A good run. Now a run of only 2 yards. Appreciate you, man. And I think that's an issue. I think not investing at all in the defense is a big issue. Raiders kind of left a lot of cap, so that's why it does seem kind of like I don't like when people do like too many rebuild moves or like not rebuild enough, and then you kind of do some rebuild moves anyways by not spending that leftover cap that the Raiders have. So here we go, 2nd and 2 or 2nd and 8. Play action, Geno to throw, has time, checks it down to Genty, but there's a flag. And Genty leveled, no gain. Genty wincing and now holding on the Raiders. And are they going to decline it? Decline, wow. Colts confident they can stop the Raiders on 3rd and 8. Raiders have to get a conversion here. Gruden in an NFL news update did happen, man, over this past weekend, but it's not that big of an update. NFL is likely going to appeal to Supreme Court, and we'll see what happens then. 3rd and 8. 38-yard line of the Raiders. This might be 4-down territory, man. I don't know. Dropping back Geno to throw and throws it deep and overthrows Jack Besh. Not a chance to reel that in, and now the Raiders are going to punt. Gruden did win. Shout out to Tedford Von Patriot. Miami is close to Gruden. Carr would stay at Gruden's house. Really? An ideal situation for both. As for the Raiders, Bullcut needs to sell the team. Pete Biden needs memory care. Raiders need to sign Mark Sanchez, who, seems like he got into a late night altercation with somebody, and he also got arrested too, but unfortunately dealt with some big time wounds with a dagger. So really sketchy situation happening, but shout out to Tedford Von Patriot supporting the stream. And look, this is what happens, man. When the Raiders are this bad, you do start looking around the NFL and being like, hey, what else could be pretty interesting here? Definitely like Gruden with the Dolphins with Carr would be a lot more interesting than this Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, Las Vegas Seahawks experiment that Tom Brady has assembled. And I know we want to blame Mark Davis, but I'm blaming Brady. Mark Davis has given the keys to Brady, said, hey, Brady, I'm going to let you run this organization. And I think it's been a shit show so far. Brady was clearly involved a little bit last year and then this year as well. I think it's been bad. I think Brady's batted 0 for 2 in terms of his off seasons. Raiders are getting a little bit better, but really not that much of an upgrade from the McDaniels era, really. You haven't seen that. And I am shocked to say this. I mean, whoa, that's the poll. So here's the new poll. And this is leading us down this path. So 91% say the Raiders are not making the playoffs. That's been decided by the poll so far already. Now what we want to know is, let's go ahead and turn the mic a little bit. Now what we want to know, do a new poll here, which is, who did you prefer? Which Raiders coach was better? or which Raiders coach is better? Was better, is better. How? Because I want to compare McDaniels or Pete Carroll. Which is better? Which is better? Which is better? McDaniels or Pete Carroll? McDaniels or Carroll? I want to see how close it is. I mean, I'm still going to vote Carroll. I mean, we haven't seen it happen much yet. You know, you have a smaller sample size. But over the past 2 seasons, I mean, the Raiders just haven't won much. Josh McDaniels got to like, what, 6 wins? 6 wins with a really good roster, in my opinion. A way better roster than right now. And then got fired too much. So we're still on the side of Pete Carroll. And some say McDaniels, I mean, offensive-minded coach, you're saving money by not having to pay Chip. Chip Kelly is the highest paid offensive coordinator. 31-yard line, Colts pitch it and fumbled but reeled it in. Jonathan Taylor, 1-yard gain. 2-yard gain, looks like. Gino did overthrow Jack Besh. He was one-on-one. Too soon to tell, yeah. And M.E. saying, I'd take Jimmy G over Gino. I bet $500 for Gino to toss 3 picks today. Whoa. I don't think he's going to do that. 2nd and 8. And Colts overthrow it. Incomplete. Bad pass by Daniel Jones. And if the Raiders offense could just get it together, this Colts offense hasn't looked super dynamic outside of like 2 drives. So in terms of the poll right now, 18% still say McDaniels. Here we go. 3rd and 8. Dropping back to throw. Daniel Jones has time, gets rid of it, incomplete to Doolin. And easy post route completion for a 1st down, and that is not good. Looked like the Raiders could have gotten a stop there, but boom. Everything just changed right there. Whoa. I mean, this is a really good Colts team. And you know, that was kind of illegal hands to the face on Daniel Jones anyways. Caillou Blue Kelly got beat. Raiders don't have Eric Stokes today, too. Arguably their top corner. And here we go. Handoff. Or play action. Check down. And a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3. I can't believe we passed on Darnold, Jones, and Baker. Daniel Jones, if we would have offered him a deal, I don't know. Would he be doing well in the Raiders right now? Probably. I think he probably still would be doing well in the Raiders. I believe so. Let's fit this whole thing. And here we go. Handoff on 2nd and 3. Taylor gets to the 26-yard line. And you got people in the chat obviously rooting for Carr. I think the whole team's just not doing well, but Gino did have two overthrows today. 2 to 3. Are they tanking again? I mean, they pretty much tanked last year with Antonio Pierce getting only 4 wins. And they got Genty because of it. They pretty much tanked for Genty last year. And here we go, handoff for about 4 yards. Hey, but if you tank again and then get a franchise quarterback, maybe a lineman and a QB in the later round. But Chip Kelly, is he the answer? I think he's kind of not doing well too as the offensive coordinator. And you got ME saying Gino, Rob, Mark Davis, heist of century. Look, I think if anything, Geno and Pete Carroll robbed Tom Brady and John Spytek. I mean, those are the guys who were running the team, Spytek and Brady. 2nd and 7 now, Daniel Jones in the red zone, dropping back to throw. Checks it down to gets a first down. And now 2 first downs. Wow, the Colts are moving at the Raiders 16. And this game is completely collapsing. We cannot lie. All right, we'll see what happens here, though. Can they still make a stop at the 16-yard line? Handoff, and now a 4-yard gain. Raiders are collapsing due to the inept offense. Wow. Here we go, man. Choking a little bit. 2nd and 6. Whew. And another handoff to Taylor on the outside, and Taylor makes a move but gets wrapped up. First down at the 4-yard line. And the Raiders look like they're definitely giving up a touchdown. Emmy saying it's going to be 28-3. Where's Tommy? Where is Tom Brady? What's going to happen, man? I think you got to keep Geno out there just to get reps with these young receivers. Now there's no Bowers, man, so it was going to be a tougher assignment. No left tackle. Pitch. Jonathan Taylor almost trucks his way to the end zone, but he's short. 2nd and goal. Whoo. This might be, is this the biggest ass whooping of Pete Carroll's career? Has he ever got clapped like this? Let's see what's up, man. Has he gotten clapped like this? 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line. Handoff, and Taylor. They just gave up. Raiders gave up, and a touchdown for the Colts. Wow. Wow. Man, the Raiders completely collapsed. Maybe they are playing for pride at this point. I mean, I'm going to be real with you, man. They're playing for pride at this point. This might be one of the biggest ass whoopings. Wow. Raiders fans are already leaving. They're going for 2. They don't even have a kicker, bro. They don't even have a kicker. And a 2-point conversion. They make it. But a flag on the play. Woo. Wow. Pass interference on the Raiders. Whew. So now Colts do not get the 2-point conversion. That's some positive news. You got ME saying our only hope is to bring Carr out of retirement. Thank God Gruden won his appeal. Tom Brady's not going to freaking keep Gruden around, though. Are they going to retry this 2-point? What's going on here? All right, here we go. All right. So they're retrying the 2-point attempt because of the penalty, the PI. And dropping back. Tackle short. Failed 2-point attempt. And shout out. Thank you, Ted, for Von Patriot for the love and all the other people. Carlos and ME. But shout out to Brass Musin here. Interestingly enough, something a lot of us either forget or just don't realize is that the Raiders never drafted a successful franchise QB in the first round. Even Snake was a second-round pick. Derek Carr was a second-round pick too. Yeah, whenever you think of first-round pick quarterbacks, not really successful first-rounders for the Raiders ever. That is true. Does that finally change? You got me saying Geno is trash. But Raiders, yeah. I mean, who do you really want in the draft this year, though? Lenore Sellers, if he declares? From South Carolina? Okay, let's see what's up here. Let's also see... sports. Let's see what's going on with this NFL scores right now. But because this game is freaking over, right? So the news, John Gruden won his appeal. We'll see what happens there. I'm not getting my hopes up until freaking we see what happens with Supreme Court. Basically, nothing's really changed with the John Gruden case. So people are talking about it, but that's why I didn't really pull the trigger on doing something on it, because I just feel like nothing really happened yet. You know what I'm saying? So some blowouts, dude, all around the NFL. Saints got the lead over the Giants? What? No freaking way. No freaking way. Dolphins barely got the lead against the Panthers now. And luckily the Eagles are whooping the you do know the Raiders got to play the Eagles this year. I just remember that. The Raiders got to play the freaking Eagles this year. Good freaking luck. Good freaking luck. Son of a bitch. All right, we'll see if Geno Smith can respond with this adversity, man, that's hitting here. We'll see. Yeah, what time did the Chiefs play? Do they got a bye week? Chiefs play the Jags at night. Patriot Bills, Commanders Chargers, Lions Bengals. All right, kick return for the Raiders. Here we go. Game back on. Will they respond or will they crumble? I think a lot of people are expecting a crumble. Starting at the 30-yard line. We'll see what happens here, man. Here we go. Geno under center. And a handoff to Genty. No real action for Jacoby Myers today. Oh, shit. Are you all right? All right, here we go. 2nd and 6. After the Genty run, Geno throws it into double coverage and intercepted. Intended for Dante Thornton. This is going to be a pick 6. Geno now has 9 interceptions on the season within the first 5 games. 9 interceptions on the season within the first 5 games. He forced it into double coverage. He slams the helmet on the ground, Geno Smith. And I would too, man. What was he thinking? Those guys completely clamp on it. It seems like these defenders know the plays, though. Right there, it looked like the defenders instantly knew where Geno was going to the football. clamped on it, and that was a really quick throw out of Geno's hands. It wasn't something that he held on to. And I think this is going to come back. It's not going to be a pick six, but it's still an interception. Still an interception. And wow. Wow. And more. Wow. He is freaking heated, man. He's yelling and saying some shit. He seems angry at Greg Olsen, the QB coach, who's talking to Chip Kelly upstairs. I think this Chip Kelly scheme is easily figured out in the NFL, and these people know the plays. It reminds me of the interception early last week where the safety buyer just clamped on it instantly knew where the ball was going to Trey Tucker on a post route inside. Geno Smith pacing around upset, knows he's going to have to go back out there. And the Colts look like they're going to score again. Handoff, second and a touchdown for the Colts. And now they're going to go for two probably. And the Colts are completely freaking belt to ass dominating the Raiders. They are dominating the Raiders right now. This is possibly, I mean, what's the worst loss? And Geno Smith has to just shake his head right now. Wow. I mean, what can you do? What can you do? Whew. Okay, we'll see what happens. They're going for two. And 2-point conversion will be maybe 34-3. And dropping back, a quick throw, incomplete. Warren does not reel it in. But man, Daniel Jones doing what Daniel Jones does, man. Wow. Yeah, man, I don't know. So, worst Raiders loss deficit ever. The worst Raiders losses, 55-point differential in 1961 and 52-point differential in 2014 against the Steelers. So basically the last time we were losing this badly was 2009 against the Jets, 38-0, 38-point differential. Actually, no. So it's 32-3. So it's a 29-point differential. Last time we lost this badly, it's not really letting me see 29. I can only see 31. All right, basically 2019 lost to the Jets 3-34 in 2019. That was under Carr and Gruden when the Jets blew him out late in the season in November, 3-34. So until we're losing by 31 more points, which is just 2 more points, this isn't the worst loss yet until 2019. But if we start losing by more than 31 points, it's bad. It's a worse loss in a long time. So under Antonio Pearson, Josh McDaniels, did we ever lose by 29 points? Doesn't seem like it. I got to double check to really confirm that. Worst Raiders loss deficit under Josh McDaniels. That's really what we're comparing, right? So worst Raiders loss deficit under Josh McDaniels. We'll see what they come up with. 24 points against the Saints. So 24-0. That was a shutout. First time being shut out since 2014. So yeah, that would be the worst one. Yeah, point differential. Ivan Estrella, get Geno the F out already. He is broken. Yeah. Geno heated, man. Slam the helmet. Oh, he's pointing around. I mean, no 2 starting tight ends, no Colton Miller. Jeff Henders, can we leave Gino in Indy? Let's get these set up here. Whew. Shout out to Ivan, though. Get Gino out. He is broken. You got Gino getting ready to start this drive. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. 5:39 to go. Leaving Gino in Indy. Whew. Here we go, man. This is rough. Holy shit. So pretty much worst loss since the Saints game in 2022. It's worse than that with the point differential. All right, here we go. Gino still going to slang it out there. 2 picks so far. And pitch to the outside. Genty has a lane and gets about 7 yards. They can't really run the football, even though that's like their strength right now. Whoo! Like the stream to support this stream, man. Pete Carroll talking on the sideline. Gino going to the sideline before the next play. Yeah, man. I don't know. Bench Gino. Tell Mark Davis to shell his shares. That's what Hadskin says. A handoff to Genty. 2nd and 3. 2-yard line. Good plays here, man. We'll see what happens, man. Now we already got like a 3rd down. 3rd and 1, 4-down territory, obviously. Dude, the rest of these supers aren't pulling up. Shout about ME, talking about bringing back Hart and Gruden. 3rd and 1, Gino under center. We'll see what happens here. And a QB sneak for Gino. He does not get it. He is short. Maybe even loses a yard. And there you have it. 4th and 1. Maybe 4th and 1 officially. And they got to go for it, obviously. Gino gets wrecked there. O-line did a bad job there, man. Fourth and 1, Gino under center. Are they going to QB sneak it again? I'd like to try something a little different. And a handoff to Genty, who runs into Besh in the backfield. Turnover on downs. They don't get it. Horrible blocking. Horrible offense. And I think Gino needs to defend himself here, man. This is uncharacteristic play for Gino, I believe. This has been rough. Yeah, man. The Besh, you got people running into the running back in the backfield. This isn't the first time we've seen this. This is just a bad, bad team, man. Whew. I mean, whoa. How do we do it? How do we make it through this game? This is insane. And look, I mean, is the issue as simple as QB? I don't think anything would be different with Kenny Pickett. Gino did sort of hesitate on the QB sneak a little bit. I don't know, man. I think there's something going on with Chip Kelly. I mean, you're the offensive coordinator. You're supposed to be able to figure it out. And why is it always so complicated with Chip Kelly? Why are these defenses are always flocking to the football and they seem like they know exactly where all the shit's going? We're cooked. We are cooked, bro. Turnover on downs. I mean, who even really gives a shit at this point? We'll see what happens, but Gino, 2 picks. Daniel Jones, 2 touchdowns. That's the story of the game so far. Oof, this is rough. Make sure that goes over that. Okay. Genty, though, with a decent game stat-wise, when you're looking at the stats. Shout out to Jose. Sending some love here. Appreciate you. 2 touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor. Whoever had him in fantasy is stoked. Gonna be a 1-4 record, and we suck, and it doesn't seem like there's any path to it getting better. I guess the only positive is that we're able to run the football a little bit better. Trey Tucker, 50 yards. No Jacoby Myers action in this game. And I don't know what's going on with his feet. I'm sure people are just melting down. I might have slightly overrated the Raiders going into the season. Nick Wright was bullish on the Raiders. Chiefs fan. Holy shit. And now the Colts have the football. Holy cow. What's going to happen there? It's probably not going to be good. We'll see what happens, man. Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. Play action. Daniel Jones goes deep in a huge completion to Doolin at the 9-yard line. Straight mossing Caillou Blue Kelly on the play action there. Caillou Blue Kelly also had a PI on a critical 3rd down. Wow. And if Daniel Jones would have thrown that a little further, that would have been a freaking touchdown. At this point, we just have to admire the Colts. Shout out to Jeff Henders, man. This is the perfect setup to bring Gruden in next year. No way in hell Tom Brady signs off on that. So I just kiss any idea of that goodbye. Hand off up the middle. 4-yard gain. Unfortunately, I feel like another team is going to get a really good head coach in Chucky. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Dolphins, like Tedford Von Patriot was talking about earlier. You got Joe Valadez, Abandon Hope, all ye who enter here. What do you guys think? Is hope lost for the season? 65% in the poll still support the Pete Carroll experiment over the Josh McDaniels experiment. And look, unfortunately, no matter what's the rational answer, Raiders fans are already done. Hand off to Jonathan Taylor, and 3 touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor. Oh my God. I am not going to repeat that super chat. Wow. We need some answers from Pete Carroll, though. We need some answers from Chip Kelly. I think the attention needs to turn on Chip Kelly, and I think we need to know what the hell Tom Brady is doing here. What's that all about? Holy shit. So, what? So now it's going to be possibly a 37-point differential. So the worst loss in history was a 52-point differential. So it's still not that bad. Let me see. Worst Raiders loss. Oh, and they get it. Wow, this Raiders team has given up. They have quit on Pete Carroll. They look like they have quit on Pete Carroll. Am I tripping or what? Worst Raiders loss point difference since 2010. All right, commercial break. Let's see what this shit says, man. All right, so now it's a 37-point differential. Absolutely horrible. Fucking dog shit. And like the stream, guys, we got a lot of people joining us late here watching this shit show. 55 points in 1961. We got a little list here from StatMuse. Shout out to Mary Rainer Wi-Fi. Thank you for sticking with this games. Peter's a joke. Put the young kids in. That's the only reason why I'm watching. I mean, it's going to end up being like that, unfortunately. I think we got to build. I think Geno Smith's got to figure it out. I think we've never seen him look this bad. The most picks he's thrown since he's been on the Seahawks in a season has been 15 picks. He's already at a 9. So 9 picks already within the first 5 games. Geno's really not. he hasn't really looked this bad before. So I'm putting my attention towards Chip Kelly, this offensive line, these young receivers, this coaching staff. I want to know what the hell is going on there. And Geno seems frustrated, man. He's gonna take responsibility and take the blame on him, but I don't know, man. He looks frustrated, like it's not all on him on the sideline. So we're losing by 37. Worst loss since 2009. Right now, we got the worst loss since 2009. Unless we score. If we continue to give up points and don't score, which I think will happen, this will be the worst loss. Oh, so 2014 is still the worst loss, 52 points. So we really got to lose by 52 points to break big time history. So this could be the second worst loss since 2014. All right, man. Joshua Hughes, Max needs to go love him, but he doesn't need to be here. I say get your draft capital. Love Mad Backs. Would love for if you're not gonna freaking spend some serious money, find a head coach who, in my opinion, I think you should have an offensive head coach. If you can't find the right guy, man, maybe just build assets for the future. I don't know, but what are we gonna use these assets for? I guess we hit with Genty in the first round. I guess we hit with Brock Bowers in the first round last year. Can we hit on quarterback next year and then just keep the same regime? And then you're lucky you have Mad Max. Unfortunately, the Raiders are paying him a lot of money to keep him here. All right, here we go. 13 yards in this half for the Raiders. 34-yard line. Let me get this little play thing back on. And on 1st and 10, Geno has plenty of time, scrambles and tackled for no gain. And wow, man. Jeff Henderson saying Gruden F Tom Brady. Look, this is why I think a lot of people are a little down on the Raiders, man. Mark Davis has chosen Tom Brady to run this team. Holding on the Raiders offense, they are coming back. And it's going to be the Brady show no matter what. And I don't think Brady's happy about Gruden choosing Carr over him in 2020. So Timberline, at least we still have the Fresno State Bulldogs 5-1. Scott Warner, Kurt Warner's son. Shout out to him. Here we go. 1st and 20 for Geno Smith. Dropping back, and he's still in the game, and he gets the pass off to Trey Tucker, who gets a decent gain. 11 yards, 2nd and 9. Yes, Derrick Henry gets a touchdown for my fantasy team. Finally. Son of a bitch. Drop the emojis. They appear on the screen. They are working. Drop the anger emojis. That's what we want to see, is some freaking anger. 2nd and 9 now. Geno in the shotgun. A lot of confusion with the Raiders receivers. They seem like they don't know what's going on. They have their hands up. Dropping back. Completion to the backup tight end. Ukawukubam, or whatever the hell you pronounce his name. 3rd and 4. Please tell me I'm at least winning in fantasy football, and I am not. Derrick Henry not doing shit. Dowdle being a monster. Waller's still balling out. Here we go. 3rd and 4. Geno dropping back. There's a blitz, and he gets rid of the football, but Besh is on the ground. Flag. It's going to be PI. 1st down, Raiders. At least I got freaking... At least I got Marvin Harrison, Egbuka, and Rashad White to come up and play in a little bit. Hopefully they come through. Near pick 6 flag. We'll see what's going on here. Pass interference on the defense. We still got a shot in this game, guys. We still got a shot to win this game. Do not give up. We're going to win this game. We're going to the Super Bowl. Yay! You know, if the Raiders get a touchdown here, onside kick, another touchdown, another onside kick, another touchdown, another onside kick, another touchdown, another onside kick, and a field goal, they could win this game, guys. So we still, that is exactly what they need to win this game, all in the fourth quarter. Tom Karnick, as Vince Lombardi once said, this is football, need to get back to basics. Raiders, I mean, it seems like their offense is a little too basic, and the defense knows where the ball is going, especially in the passing game. Screen play to the backup tight end, Thomas, 4 or 5 yard gain. That's what I feel like is happening. I'll have to see the Chip Kelly press conference. What happens this upcoming Thursday when they talk to Chip Kelly? Pete Carroll looking upset on the sideline, a little shook. Whoo! Run up the middle. 3rd and 5 now. 3rd and 3. End of the third quarter. Oh my God. Let's see what's going on here. So we got some AI and nostalgia here. Commercial break right now. What if you could bring back Renfro and Devontae next year, sign Gruden, and have yourself a little squad on offense. Keep the same defense, bro. Keep the same defense, bro. We'll be good. Get a nice little squad. What do you guys think? All right, so let's check out this poll. 63% say Carroll was better than McDaniels. That's pretty low. Only 62% say Carroll was better than McDaniels. Dude, 62%? Almost 40% say McDaniels was better than Carroll? Right now, 38% say McDaniels is better than Carroll. At least you don't have to pay for an expensive offensive coordinator, because Chip Kelly's the highest, most expensive one. Wow, I never thought I'd see that quickly. That's like quicker than AP. People are giving up on Carroll quicker than AP. Drop the emojis on the screen, man. I'm dropping some anger. I think Mark Davis is more excited about the Aces. New QB and OC by Do Right. Hey, I think you just need to fix the OC. QB hasn't looked this bad before. I'm still going to defend Geno until we get some clarification by the offensive coordinator, by the head coach, who is at fault for this shitty passing game when the Raiders have had time to throw. We need some answers here, and until then, I can't fully in good faith blame the quarterback. Like the stream, guys. We got our high amount of people here that we've had. Like the stream. Appreciate you, Barstow Walker, in the chat. It's a shit show. And they're showing Chip Kelly with his head. Oh my God. His hands, his head down, Chip Kelly. Wow, Chip Kelly, man, this guy's got to get fired. But they already paid him. I mean, how long is his contract? 3rd and 4. Geno, not looking happy, gets the pass off to the backup tight end who fights, but 3rd and 3, and they're going to the depth tight end pieces here to try to save a lot of these other players for the rest of the season. I think you're going to see some backup weapons in here. Whew. 4th and 1 now. Jacoby Myers, I think he only has 4 yards in this game. Oh, let me take down this freaking picture. My bad. Mostert in the backfield. No Genty. So like I said, some backup weapons coming in. Geno dropping back. Throw. Gets a completion to the backup tight end again. Albert Okwuegbunam, former Bronco. Okwuegbunam, the announcer on the game is just calling him Albert O. All right, Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer just watching this disaster. If the QB is good, he will go against the OC and make plays. That's easier said than done. You gotta go with the game plan and the hierarchy. QBs don't have that much freedom. Dropping back. Geno, completion to Genty. Or not to Genty, to Jacoby Myers. 2nd and 7 now. We don't know, man. We don't know if it's a lot of quick throws too for Geno, so we don't really know what's cracking here. We've look at Daniel Jones, dude. Daniel Jones was a disaster with the Giants. Goes to the Colts, gets a better coordinator, better offensive-minded head coach, and then now Daniel Jones looks great. I mean, the coordinator and the coaching really does matter. 2nd and 3. Geno Smith has plenty of time and almost throws another interception, forces it into double coverage to Albert O, the backup tight end. And why does Geno Smith want to throw picks? Does he have no second read? Why would he throw that pass? I mean, I guess if he would have thrown it a little more outside, it would have been there. But what the hell? 3rd and 3. And we got 4 yards here. Just a bad decision by Geno. I mean, he would have really had to float it to the outside, dropping back. Geno pressure, scrambles to his right. He's directing traffic. He's going to run it and runs out of bounds, but there's a flag. I got to hear from the coaching staff before I know if this is all Geno's fault. And I think that's what they're going to ask right after in this game. This is a really critical moment too. I think I might consider going live for the presser. Okay, so a flag on Geno. Looks super pissed off. First and goal, man. I don't think Geno has had a loss this bad since he's been on the Seahawks. Maybe with the Jets, but I don't think on the Seahawks. Look, from when I see Geno's forcing throws, is he told that he has to force these throws? We know that shit happened under McDaniels. So it could be possible. 1st and goal. Play action. Geno pressure, scrambles, and instantly is sacked. Losing yards. Make the Raiders the Las Vegas Puff Daddy Riders then. Oakland Raiders is back. A la Ravens and Browns. The Puff, hey, P. Diddy, sell the team to P. Diddy, man. Mark Davis, sell the team to P. Diddy. Who gives a shit at this point? Appreciate you, Tedford, man. And yeah, that was sad to see the lack of the home field advantage in Vegas, man, last week. I was just at the pub yesterday talking to a Steelers fan about how, man, it was better in Oakland, dude. It was better in Oakland. Play action. Geno getting rid of the football, one-on-one to Jacoby, a little high and hot. 3rd and goal. Incomplete. So maybe you see what you have in Kenny Pickett, just getting him some reps. But this guy recently got traded to the Raiders, didn't play a preseason game for the Raiders. So that's not that good. And Geno putting his hands in the air. Is he kind of blaming the QB? What the hell? Geno, 3rd and goal, drops back. And to Myers, off the hands of Myers, one-on-one. They have gone back-to-back to Jacoby Myers, and it's back-to-back incompletions. Not good. 4th and goal now. In his hands. Ooh, it just gets poked out. You know, that's just really good defense, honestly. Really good defense. Maybe a little outside. They're going to kick a field goal? Are you kidding me? No. 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 Wow. And it's good. Man, that is so shitty. Absolute domination, man. Absolute pounding, bro. Are you freaking kidding me? Get the likes up, man. Support the stream. We still got a whole another quarter. Basically like 11 minutes to go for this shit show. It's barely 12:30. It's barely 12:30 right now. West Coast time. Barely freaking 12:30. And it feels like the world is over. Still we didn't even attempt the we attempted the field goal. All right, so only a 34-point differential, so the worst loss since only 2014, 19. So worse than the 2019 losses that were 31 points already. All right, we're getting owned. We're getting owned. Gino has more interceptions than touchdowns. That is horrible. We got memes. Geno Smith on the Raiders. Yeah, they gotta put some heat on the coaches though. I don't want to make this shit just all about Geno Smith. Man. So Brady's getting intel, rigging it, and still doing bad. Wow, man. They got to save Geno and not have these horrible stats. That is pretty sad, dude. Is it a tank season? So what's the results in the poll right now? Around the NFL. Still a lot of game left around these other games. Let's see what's going on here. Some other blowouts. Oh, the Saints are defeating the Giants. That is not good. Oh, Jackson Dart, what happened? He threw a pick? Are you kidding me? Oh, bro. And he lost a fumble? Come on, bro. Jets getting whooped by the Cowboys. So Colts got the ball now. And Anthony Richardson's in the game. Anthony Richardson. Good to see him. I'm excited. Gives us something to watch. The backup Anthony Richardson takes the field. Maybe the Raiders make a trade. If you're gonna do some power option running game, dude, in the Chip Kelly offense. 11:34 and a handoff, 2nd and 7. So let's go ahead and close this poll that we had. 64% say Pete Carroll is better than Josh McDaniels, but that's actually not that good in my opinion. How do I fucking end this poll? Oh, here we go. 36% said McDaniels was better. All right, here we go. 2nd and 7 for the Colts and Anthony Richardson. Interesting stuff. But he's going to just hand it off. And not to 10-yard gain. First down. Wow, how miserable. So, whose fault is it? Chip Kelly or Geno Smith? Creating a poll. Get the votes in the chat. I'm curious what you guys have to say. 1st and 10, man. 1st and 10. And 30-yard line. I mean, who really gives a shit about the game? It's just interesting to see what Richardson does. Another handoff. They're going to just melt the clock with 10 minutes to go. I'm going to fill up some water here, guys. Let's watch the misery. Holy shit. Get the votes in, man. Only 100 votes so far. 2nd and 2 for Anthony Richardson. He's going to throw it, batted at the line of scrimmage, and caught by Anthony Richardson. An amazing play for AR. And AR5 gets a reception. And you got to just enjoy some good football. And Daniel Jones smiles watching his teammate make some plays. Wow, Anthony Richardson catching the football. And you got Jones clapping too. There you go. So bad at the line of scrimmage turns into a positive play for the Colts. Yeah, Colts, whoop the Raiders' ass so that we get some changes. Freaking whoop their ass. I hope they whoop their ass. And a handoff up the middle. Yeah, I hope they just keep piling on. So the Raiders have to do something. They have to change something. So I hope Richardson just freaking gets a touchdown, just whoops their ass right now. Geno Smith on the sideline talking to Greg Olsen. A lot of concern. Kenny Pickett listening as well. And this time, man, you can't really say that defense did well this time. It's kind of hard to argue that. But the offense didn't help. But the defense didn't really make any plays. Crosby a tackle here. 3rd and 8 now. Who's going to buy the team? Will John Gruden buy the Raiders after he wins his lawsuit against the NFL? That would be a freaking dream come true. God has to come through and make that happen, bro. God has to make sure. Man, maybe we should trade for Marcus Mariota. He knows Chip Kelly. 3rd and 8. Drop him back. Anthony Richardson airs it out. And a horrible pass. Looks like he threw it away. Incomplete. Hey, at least it wasn't a pick. 4th and 8. So what do you guys think, man? Gruden wins the lawsuit and then buys the Raiders. Buys out Mark Davis's shares. By being the majority owner of the Raiders. If Gruden wins a lawsuit, man, he'll get a shit ton of money. If he gets $1 billion, maybe even just 500 million, what could he get? 4th and 8. What would be the settlement? So what was the settlement? So the St. Louis case, St. Louis settlement, Lawsuit NFL. So they settled for $790 million against the city of St. Louis in order to avoid trial. $790 million. How much would it cost to buy the majority shares of the Raiders? So Gruden could win $790 million if they want to avoid trial. The Colts are punting right now. And $3.8 billion would be the cost of a majority stake. So a little far away to go. $9 billion. Okay, yeah. Mark Davis's shares is $3.8 billion. The majority. So $2.3 billion is possible. But still in the billions. All honesty, when the fuck does Max hop on his podcast and call out Gino? Why they paid Gino the big bucks and Raiders have Joe Biden as head coach? Oh shit. We're getting the Biden, bringing back Tedford's Biden, calling Pete Carroll Biden. Hey, when you play like shit, that's what's gonna happen, dude. Lay it on thick on the guy. The Raiders need to get cooked now. At first we were being nice and optimistic, but now they need to get cooked. So, see what's going on here, man. We got commercial break. They took Taylor out of the game. Doolin's done a good job. See what people are saying. Anthony Richardson being Anthony Richardson. Doing some cool things. Jets and Raiders both look like are the laughing stock of the NFL right now. While we're on this commercial break. Jonathan Taylor dominating. Geno Smith, 6 TDs, 8 picks. At least he's got some touchdowns. Wow. So Daniel Jones could have almost was picked up by the Raiders last year. Chose the Vikings instead. Wow, man, this is horrible. So let's see what else is happening here, man. Oh my God, the Dolphins are losing to the Panthers. Are you kidding me? Wow, Dowdle keeps freaking scoring touchdowns. You kidding me? All right, game's coming back on. Oh, wow, and the Saints are winning. All right, here we go. Geno still on the football field. And a handoff to Mostert. Pretty much no gain. .630 left, thank God. 67% in the chat are blaming Geno Smith. You got the backup defense on the field for the Colts now. Completion to Ian Thomas and 10-yard gain. Smart that the Raiders are not kind of utilizing their best weapons here. Just sort of letting the backup tight ends catch the pass. Give them some reps in case Bowers is out longer. And also you don't risk an injury on some of your better players. Holy shit, man, this is bad. 21-yard line. Dropping back. Completion. 4-yard gain. Now 2nd and 5. I mean, at least Geno's getting some stats. Hopefully he doesn't throw another pick. Garbage time stats, though, if he gets a touchdown. Dude, what's going to happen? Should I react to the Raiders presser live? And completion to Jacoby Myers. Man, this is shitty. We'll see what's happening here, though, in a second. All right, 1st and 10. Raiders got a first down. Yay. Drop him back. Whew. All right, so we're gonna see what's happening in the press conference after the game. I'm just very curious to see what they say, and I want to react to it. So I'm gonna go live a little bit longer after the game, and see what's up here. Raiders are, I guess, 2nd down, moving the ball. I mean, who really gives a shit, though, right? Hard to admire that one. You know what I mean? Geno Smith with Raheem Mostert in the backfield, 3 and 13, and a handoff to Mostert. So I think a lot of people are upset right now, wondering what are the consequences going to be. Genty is on the sideline right now. Whew. All right, 3rd and 1. Oh my God. All right, let's see. All right, another handoff. Shout out to Cool Zay. And you got Pete Carroll staring off, man. I mean, how do you show up? How do you show up? They got to figure out the solution, man. So 4th quarter is about to end right here. Maybe I should just make a video though instead of going live. We'll see what happens here. Shout out to everybody hanging out, man. Rise up. You know, let your anger out. You know, leave a like to support the stream regardless of your disdain for the Raiders right now. I wonder if I should go live for the presser. So how much time do we have? Shout out to Kenneth Avila. Brady's making sure the team tanks so that the fans will be mad and call for Mark Davis to sell the team. Who do you think will buy the team? Tom Brady buys the team the Patriots way. Tom Brady doesn't have enough money to buy the team, so I don't think that happens. But I don't think they're losing on purpose. I think Brady's just not good at just because you played QB for the Patriots under Belichick, that doesn't mean that you're automatically like a great coach, owner, general manager. And so I think Brady trying to do all that is just kind of stupid. Like he's not qualified to do that just because he's played quarterback. You have to prove it. Hey, Saudi Arabia buys a team, we might start winning. But if Saudi Arabia buys a team, they're going to get rid of all the women refs and women coaches. All right, man. Gino on 2nd and 6. Yeah, Saints being the Giants. Could you see the Raiders being the Giants right now? I don't think so. Screen to the tight end. 4-yard gain. Losing 40-60, and I'm looking at team merch. Oh my God. How could you look at team merch right now? Gino getting ready. Call DC4 now. Things that are not going to happen. Calling DC4 right now. Handoff on 3rd and 1. All right, so the clock is melting. All right. And Geno Smith is sacked on 1st and 10. The pain keeps happening. Don't think he's going to be happy about that. Ebukam with the sack. All right, man. 2nd and 17, a handoff. And Geno Smith looks disgusted with 10 seconds to go. And Geno Smith, and Pete Carroll looks shook. He's seeing ghosts. We need this press conference stat. I want to know what the hell's going on, dude. I want to know why we're getting our ass whooped. Why are we getting whooped and cooked? Oof, Crosby. How could Crosby be happy with this? You know he's heated. So we'll load up the press conference. Daniel Jones talking to some people there. We got the post-game show. And let me know what you guys think, man. Is this freaking... Are we over this shit? All right, so we'll see what's going on. Post game looks like it's not going to start in a little bit. All right, all right. So what do we got going on here, guys? Fire emojis. Whose fault is it? Chip Kelly or Geno Smith? Right now, Panthers got the lead over the Dolphins. Son of a bitch. 69% are blaming Geno. Oh. So while we're waiting, Bryce Young gets a touchdown, and now the Dolphins got to go on a 2-minute drive to get the win against the freaking Panthers. Could the Raiders beat the Panthers right now? I don't know. Shout out to Tedford early in the stream, supporting the stream the most, man. Really appreciate it. Helps keeping these streams going so we can keep doing it. And hey, rain or sunshine, we're doing it. We're doing it, man. Rain or sunshine. So Raiders are playing the Titans next. Should be a winnable game, man. Should be winnable against the Titans here. We'll see what happens. Waiting on this post-game press conference. We'll see what happens there. Whew. Raiders fans slam Geno and the turnovers, of course. Yikes, of course. People are done with Geno Smith already. They want special teams fired. This is an absolute disaster. All right. Looks like the Raiders post game starting now, finally. Let's see what it looks like when we do this. Okay, so we'll be good. So we'll see what happens as soon as they let somebody go on. We'll bring in some audio here in a second. Shout out to all the new people joining, man. Like the stream if you have not yet. Give us your thoughts in the chat. It helps us in the algorithm, man, for you to participate in the chat. One fun way to participate that's really, not much work is to go ahead and freaking drop some emojis on the screen. Emojis in the chat do appear on screen, so why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Let's go ahead and just make this bigger. Why not? Why not? Why not? Scores around the NFL. Saints look like they're about to beat the Giants. Didn't expect that to happen. And the emojis are coming. Yes, yes, yes. The emojis are happening. Let's wait and see. Is this a presser? Nope, not yet. Presser is not yet on. A little bit of time. Whew. People are saying season's over, obviously. AI summary of the game by X. Geno Smith threw 2 first-half interceptions, contributing to the 24-10 deficit, entering the fourth quarter. 1-3 team struggles extended, prompting calls for coaching changes, declarations of despair, fan reactions with highlighted low confidence. All right. Do we got the presser or what? A lot of people eager to see what's going on here. Go ahead and refresh while we're at it. So interesting game, though. Dolphins versus Panthers. And Denver getting the lead against the Eagles. Denver's going to be a force to be reckoned with. All right, so it is starting the presser. We'll see what's up. We'll let you guys know when they're actually talking in the press conference. So we'll see what happens. Looking around the NFL. In the meantime, Browns losing, Niners getting the win, Ravens getting demolished, Raiders get demolished. Now some close matchups outside of this Cowboys-Jets game that's all but over, and the Saints game that's over. And we'll see if the Dolphins go to Darren Waller. Should be interesting. So no presser yet. We'll wait to see when that pops up. And I'm curious. A lot of puke in here. But I'm curious about what people are searching here. The team fell flat, and I felt like they kind of gave up towards the end of the game. Need a new coach, bring Gruden home. Browns fan saying that. Everybody wants Gruden, dude. Arkansas, Oklahoma State. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people rooting for any head coach to come back. Gruden, save us. Hilarious. And are we getting the people demanding Carr back while we're waiting for the presser? Nothing about the Raiders. Oh, at this point, ask Derek Carr if he wants to come out of retirement. Oh my God. Derek Carr still wants to stay retired. Oh, yeah, you got a lot of people. Hilarious. Whoo! The final score. Shout out to Isaac. When Gruden told the players to be someone's nightmare, he didn't mean ours. At this point, Musk and Gruden buy the team and clean house like Twitter. Oh my God. What do you guys think? Should Elon invest in the Raiders away from Brady and Mark Davis? Get some Elon. So still a close matchup with the Dolphins and Miami. No presser yet. I am curious to see what happens. Whew. How could this happen? Colts are 4-1. I guess they're the big story. Getting their ass whooped, dude. And Geno Smith, obviously the targets. At least he got to over 200 passing yards if you want to look for any kind of silver lining. Derrick Henry looking bad. Jimmy G. Yeah, man. We'll see when the presser happens, but I don't know what the Raiders do. I mean, what do you guys think? Are the Raiders already eliminated? Are we eliminated from the playoffs already? 1-4, hard to come back from that. Dolphins look like they might be 1-4, losing to the Panthers right now. The Raiders have been eliminated. So Mary Reina coming through. Talking about how no one is talking about how Pete Carroll totally mismanaged the Brock Bowers injury. Yeah, something about how he wasn't 100% and still went out there and played even though he should have rested. I saw the Adam Schefter tweet this morning. Not sure about that. I'm sure we're going to get clarification in the coming days, but it seems like Brock Bowers wanting to play. He should have maybe rested a little longer. But that was a winnable game last week against the Bears, more winnable than this game. So maybe they wanted to take advantage of having him available. Are the Jets or the Raiders the worst team? I don't know. All right, here we go. Presser is happening. Oh, no, it's... Oh, okay, never mind. Kirk Morrison. Not yet, not yet. Anyways, I think QB and offensive coordinator is number one. And what you got to pay attention to here, that's the number one problem. Number one issue. 5 weeks and I'm already ready for the number one pick. A dirty. I feel you, dude. I'm not giving up until we lose 9 games, though. I'm not giving up. I thought they had a good coach QB combo who at least made the playoffs in Seattle. And I thought the Raiders got some pretty good weapons. Ooh, Jack Jones getting a PI, losing the game for the Panthers or for the Dolphins. Jack Jones is now on the Dolphins. He just lost the game for them. Yikes. All right, man. I'm definitely gonna watch me some Bucks versus Seahawks, and definitely checking out that Chargers versus Commanders game. That's gonna be a really epic game. Excited to see who bounces back. Jaden Daniels first game back after dealing with some injuries. Oh wow! So the Dolphins lose. Do the Saints beat the Saints are going to beat Jackson Dart. Whew. Dart threw 2 picks. Wow. Totally fucked my fantasy team with Jackson Dart throwing 2 picks. Son of a bitch, dude. Are you kidding me? I'm going to get my ass whooped. I am straight up going to get my ass whooped. Bro. Waller didn't do shit. Marvin Harrison and Egbuka, man. Carry me home. All right, no update yet. AOC is still on injured reserve. When are we going to freaking have the presser, bro? Darren Waller after he came out of retirement, man. Darren Waller's always been good. He was just on some bad teams. Jack Jones with the PI was on a Renfro. Wow. Jack Jones with the PI on a Renfro. Whew. Max Crosby trade rumors. The Raiders cannot trade Max Crosby. No, there's no way they could do it, dude. We can't just make up fake shit. Let's see if they could actually do it. Nope, they can't do it. Actually. What? So they structured this contract in a way where they can trade Max Crosby. And they would save $33 million this year. If they traded him. So the guarantees don't kick in till next year. So they could. I thought he's on a 3-year extension this year. And he got this year's salary guaranteed and next year. So whatever team trades for Max Crosby is just on the hook for his salary this year and next year. And the Raiders only lose a little signing bonus that was super small. And he has a game bonus. So really, they could trade Max Crosby and be perfectly fine. They would only lose $5 million for this year and next year. And they would save like 25. So that they are going to trade Max. I think they could trade Max Crosby now. Now I actually believe it. $5 million, it? If you get 2 first-round picks, like a Micah Parsons package, you got to consider that, man. Wow. So that is actually true. I was surprised, but it is possible. Oh no, we suck again. Shout out to Super Awesome You. Oh no, we suck again. Here we go. All right, so no Brock Bowers too. It makes it more likely that maybe you just take an L on this season, try to get some pass rushers in the draft. So they got to trade Jacoby Myers. Wow. So the way they structured the deal, man, the Raiders structured the deal where Crosby could be traded. You know what I mean? Wow. Some savings, dude. All right, man. So if we continue to go south, this might be a big time rebuild. Big time rebuild. Let's see what else is going on. Waiting for this presser. And let's see what we got here. Ooh, Bucky Irving to be out 2 weeks. Are the Raiders the worst team in the NFL? What do you guys think? All right, nothing yet, nothing yet. The Jets, Raiders and Jets are the worst teams. Panthers, I think, yeah, the Panthers, you have to say the Panthers are better. And who else? Super Awesome You, send in the water boy. Maybe he can throw. Send in the fucking water boy at this point. People are going to be calling for Pickett, dude. If he has another multi-interception game, especially if the coaching staff kind of throws him under the bus here and says, oh, it's Gino's fault, it's not really anybody else's. Yeah, I could see that happening. Dude, I keep losing in fantasy football. This is so bad. Special teams is a shit show. Raiders got the Titans, though. Winnable. Could get to 2-4 coming up. At least the Dogs are good in the number 1 in the Mountain West. Yeah, it sucks that the... When do the Dogs go to the Pac-10? Isn't that pretty soon? Next year? Is Pete Carroll's not really a DEI hire because he's still a white guy, even though he's old. Oh, wow. You got this guy celebrating the fact that they defeated the Raiders, a big-time Colts fan who makes songs. And his song before the Raiders game. You had a... Let's get this thing going. Wow, Jackson Dart ruined it for me, huh? Should have started Tua.
This is our Colts. This is our team. We bleed blue. This is our Colts. Whether win or lose, we love them. For the shoe, beat the Raiders. Let's raid the touchdown zone. This is our team. Go Colts!
Oh. Let's raid that touchdown zone, and they definitely did it, man. You gotta give him props. And now this guy's celebrating, stunting on our Raiders. Are you kidding me? So still no presser yet. They're holding out, man. Let's raid the touchdown zone. This is our team. And there's the guy. This is our team. We bleed blue. Man, that guy, he whooped our ass today, man. See, this is how shitty it is. We got people like him stunting on us. Oh my God. So I'm going up in fantasy football against a guy who has Rico Dowdle, and he freaking literally got the most rushing yards in a single game in the season when he goes up against me. All right, come on, Raiders. Just get it over with, Pete Carroll. Get out to the podium. Get it over with. Broncos. Oh, Broncos look like the Broncos won it against the Eagles. Wow. Jalen Hurts can't throw. That song was so awesome. Beat the Raiders. Oh, I got to put that guy in a video. Let me see. What's his name? Seth?
This is our Colts, whether win or lose. We love them. For the shoe, beat the Raiders. Let's raid the touchdown zone. This is our team. Go Colts. Hey!
Dude, I want to be able to feel like that about the Raiders. When am I going to be able to feel like that about the Raiders, dude? I'm trying to get on that level. I want to sing songs about the Raiders doing a good job. The fuck? What am I gonna get to sing? little Raider theme song? No. No. Oh shit. All right, so waiting for this thing. It's gonna be a little bit. Cardinals obviously gonna beat the Titans here. Giants losing, Ravens losing, Cowboys winning. Some obvious stuff here. Yeah, man. 2021 and dude. We never had a oh yeah. 2022, there was optimism because there's still a shot that Josh McDaniels was going to work out. There's a chance. All right. This guy's celebrating. Oh, man. I think the Raiders would lose to the Dolphins if they played the Dolphins right now. I think they would lose to the Dolphins and the Panthers. What team could the Raiders beat? Yes, it's going to be an ass bowl next week. What team can the Raiders beat? You guys think? Titans would be the only one. All right. This press conference is going to take forever. I'm going to go ahead and call it and log off. I'm going to make a video about this game. Do that instead. And, try to have a good time there, man. So I got to pay attention to some of these other games. Be on the lookout. I'm going to try to do some more post games of any interesting matchups I see. But peace out, guys. I am going to head out on this one. And I'll see you guys on the next one for show. Yeah, the Eagles just officially lost? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and freaking just... It's taking too long. I want to get ready to make some videos and stuff. And I'm definitely going to do my Raiders post-game by tonight. So be on the lookout for that. Let's close a bunch of freaking tabs. I'm the king of having a shitload of tabs open. And leave a like on your way out, man. Peace out. Sayonara. Saying bye to you guys. Appreciate you guys in the chat. We'll see if we can have, and I'll be live next week for the Toilet Bowl when it comes to Raiders versus Titans, one of the shittiest matchups possible. the worst we could, the worst we could have really hoped for, I guess, is what people are saying. Unfortunately, I wish it was different. Peace out.